So what if you could build $1 million business without writing a single line of code? That's the huge promise behind a new movement called vibe coding, and it's all thanks to a viral interview with Chris Kerner, the king of side hustles. Today, we're not just going to break down his playbook. We're going to let you in on a secret that could literally reshape the entire AI economy.
To really get this, you first have to understand how Kerner thinks. See, most of us, we see competition and we run for the hills. But for him, it's a massive flashing neon sign that says, hey, the money's over here. A crowded market isn't a problem. It's proof. Someone else already did the hard work of proving people will pay for this. Your job is to just waltz in and do it better.
And that mindset, it leads us directly to his first big truth bomb, one that completely shatters the online fantasy of getting rich quick. He says that real passive income, the kind that actually lasts, doesn't just fall out of the sky.
Yeah, forget all those Instagram posts of people on a laptop at the beach. The path to passive income is paved with something Kerner calls sweaty income. This is the ugly stuff. It's the non-scalable, roll up your sleeves, 12-hour day kind of work. It's making cold calls, dealing with unhappy clients, all the grunt work that nobody wants to show off. But it is the only way to build a real foundation. But here's the magic. Once you've done that sweaty work, once you truly get a real-world problem inside and out, a massive, game-changing opportunity opens up. And this is where AI and Kerner's biggest idea changes everything.
You know, for decades, building a software company meant one of two things. You either had to learn to code yourself, or you needed a ton of cash to hire developers. That massive wall between a great idea and a real product, it's crumbling down. Right now, the only thing standing between you and a custom app for your business is just your ability to describe what you want it to do.
He calls it vibe coding, and it is as simple as it sounds. You literally just talk to an AI, you give it the vibe of the software you want to build, and it writes the code for you. And we're not talking about a project that takes months. We're talking about a working app from scratch in about the time it takes you to finish your morning coffee. Just stop and think about what this really means. A personal trainer can build their own app to track client progress. A local baker can create a system to manage all their custom cake orders. A roofer can build a tool that schedules appointments and spits out quotes instantly. This is the great equalizer. It gives every single entrepreneur the power to build the exact tools they need to win.
But this is where the story takes a really interesting turn. This whole idea of vibe coding isn't just some cool concept floating around on the internet. It's becoming the bedrock of a new economy. And well, that's where we come in.
So, full disclosure here. While Chris Kerner has done an absolutely incredible job making this term famous, we saw this wave coming really early on, and we actually went ahead and secured the trademark for vibe coding time. But hang on, this isn't about blocking anyone or hoarding the idea. It's about a much, much bigger strategy.
I know what you're thinking. Why on earth would we trademark a term that's so foundational to this whole new movement? Well, it's not about stifling innovation. It's about being able to solve a massive, hidden problem that's holding the entire AI industry back. You see, the truth is, there's this enormous gap between what AI promises and what small businesses are actually comfortable with. And it all boils down to one simple, incredibly powerful emotion: trust.
Let's get real for a second. There are 400 million small and medium-sized businesses across the globe. These are your local mechanics, your hairdressers, the coffee shop down the street. They are the absolute backbone of the economy, and they are the ones who have the most to gain from AI.
But here's the insane disconnect. While about 77% of them know AI could be a huge help, only a tiny 5% are actually using it in any meaningful way. And why? Can you blame them? They're terrified. What if the AI goes off script and insults a customer? What if it leaks their private data? What if it just goes haywire?
So when you dig in, you realize these business owners don't actually want another complicated tool with a million features. What they need is a guardian, something they can trust completely. Think of it like a loyal guard dog for their business, reliable, protective, and always, always having their back.
And that, right there, is the core of our entire strategy. We're not just in the business of building AI tools. We're building the safety net for this whole new world. You could say we're creating the good housekeeping seal of approval for AI.
At the very heart of this is a system we designed from the ground up to make AI safe. We call it the AI Mama Protocol. And really, it's a framework that teaches an AI to be nurturing, to be protective, and to always, always act in the best interest of the business it's serving.
So to guide its choices, we gave our AI a unique ethical compass we call WWMD. It stands for What Would Mother Do?
It's basically a set of principles that acts as a conscience, forcing the AI to think about the consequences and always choose the most responsible, caring path forward.
And how do we teach an AI to be so responsible? We use a totally different training method called RLFM, or Reinforcement Learning from Maternal Feedback. Think of it this way. Instead of just dumping a ton of raw data into an AI and hoping for the best, we train it more like you would a child. We reward good behavior and we correct mistakes, actively teaching it the principles of care and safety.
So, when you put all these pieces together, the protocol for nurturing behavior, the ethical training, the safety certification, you get something brand new. You get a verifiable trust layer for AI. This is how we transform a generic, unpredictable tool into a certified, mother-approved guardian that a business owner can finally trust.
So, how does this trust layer give us an absolutely unbeatable edge in the real world? Well, let's take Chris Corner's brilliant business ideas and see what happens when we turbocharge them with our technology.
Okay, let's break this down. First up, the SMB AI agency. Sure, anyone can use vibe coding to whip up a voice agent for a dentist, but we're not selling a bot. We're selling mother-approved AI that solves the #1 fear every business owner has. We're selling peace of mind. Then there's the Certification Academy. Look, anyone can teach prompting, but since we own the vibe coding trademark, we can create the official certification for developers on how to raise AI ethically. It's a completely different ballgame.
Right now, the AI market is getting flooded. It's quickly becoming a race to the bottom, with everyone just slapping a new logo on the same underlying tech. It's like a gold rush where everyone's selling the same flimsy pickaxe. Well, we're not interested in selling pickaxes. We're selling the combination to the bank vault.
So here's the bottom line. Chris Corner is 100% right. Vibe coding is an absolute game changer. But the real long-term opportunity isn't just in building the tools, it's in building the trust. Those 400 million businesses that are still sitting on the sidelines, they're the real prize. And the only way to win them over is with an approach that's built from day one on safety and responsibility.
So as this AI gold rush really heats up, everyone keeps asking, how can we build things faster? But maybe, just maybe, that's the wrong question. Maybe the question we should all be asking is, how can we build AI that we can actually trust with our businesses, our customers, and our future? Because in the end, this race won't be won by the fastest, it'll be won by the most trustworthy.